since I made a video about this, so I decided let's do this today. And we're using one of my favorite YouTubers to really talk about this. I think I can probably be the only one to really say this, or I could always say this. Jake's what's the name skills are never really been the best. His trash talk has never really been to me like the golden crisp trash talk of a fighter I expect of him. If you want me to be real, like him and Logan have their moments of being funny, yes, but other than that, let's be real, 10 out of 10 times it's more cringe like. And even if they have the public on their side, they still somehow lose, which is crazy to me. But I didn't react to the other ones. I didn't have to. I've already seen the near brawls and the chicken thing. So let's go ahead and see one that doesn't have the same people behind him separating that. Let's just something else go down.
I know, guys, I know. I said the last time was the last time before the fight. Everything was settled. All the beef had been sizzled up, cooked, and served, and I was ready to get to the fight. But then Showtime and Jake's Make Believe promotion dropped a face-to-face interview, Jake and Tyron and my boy Ariel Hawani, and the streets lost their mind. It was like I was Drizzy Drake about to drop Certified Lover Boy because you guys were begging for this video, so this better be good. Tyron Woodley, Jake Paul, face-to-face, the breakdown. Let's go.
Jake, do you think Tyron Woodley respects you?
I don't think he does.
What the fudge is that voice, Jake? Are you soft now? My man's gone soft.
I don't think he respects me at all.
Yeah, it's not soft.
I think deep down, I see him breathing right now. I see it through his shirt. His heart rate is sky high.
This is a perfect fucking thing. Whoever is working Showtime's cameras, this is the perfect cut. Oh, that's amazing. Jake's like, I can see it through his...
I want to say this. This right here puts a lot of things in perspective, exactly what I thought was the thing. I thought, in my mind, if you want me to be honest with everybody, I'll be honest. I think Ben Askren got Jake. Still gets Jake on this one. Because of one aspect that a lot of people couldn't really speak to Jake on. It's not look, it's one thing to downplay something. That's fine. But when you know what you're talking about, that's another thing. I felt like Jake didn't know what he was talking about through a lot of different things. Like, I felt like he probably had some good skills, yes, but I don't think he had as much as he always tried to boast and show off, I felt like he never really had it. It felt like it was just trash talk. Ben Askren was the biggest example. Let's be real. He's been pushing this narrative of everyone scared of him. And not just scared of him, but he's not an underdog situation. The only time he pushes that is, let's be real, he started pushing at it against I'm so sorry. I forgot your name. You asked for a rematch too, which was crazy to hear. Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson. Ben Askren. I'm sorry. My thing about it is simple. If you want me to be honest, Jake, when it comes to the trash talk, it's good against other YouTubers because that's where he excels the most. That he can get under the skin of other YouTubers who are not hard-skinned or, hardened of the heart when it comes to things like this, and not letting like little remarks and things piss them off to a higher level. Like small little remarks maybe every now and then, and a tad bit of a calm down would be one thing, but Jake, I feel like he loses that against someone like Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley. It's like he loses that towards people who are used to it. People who are not used to it, they're going to combat you every single time. But hey, that's just me.
Shirt, his heart is ripping out of his chest, pumping so hard, he's so scared. And they pan to Tyron and it looks like he just woke up from a fucking nap. He's just chilling.
Deep down, he knows that he has to respect me. That's where the confusion comes from. You're gonna see that on Sunday when he gets hit with that first jab.
Let's talk about the respect level when it comes to the two. The problem that I have with Jake at the in particular moment I've been having since this fight was announced is that ever since the press conference when surprise, 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 Tyron Woodley of all people was the one to respect Jake as a fighter. He's seen Jake as a fighter. He's not seeing Jake as a YouTube Disney guy. He's seeing him as a guy that did those things, yes, but you've been training some years in boxing. You're a certified fighter at this point. You have the certificate and the what's the name to say that you have what? You have deadly weapons that you cannot fight outside of the ring sometimes. What do you mean? Like, he's been giving you the respect on a consistent basis. It's a stupid thing, but go off, Jake, please.
He's gonna break him.
A jab?
I couldn't even interrupt. He practiced that fucking monologue all morning.
Dude, Tyron's funny as hell in this.
He had to.
He's been funny throughout it all. He's been hilarious. It's honestly funny all the people he's went up against, but Tyron Woodley, let's be real, has stolen the show even more than Ben Askren did.
Motions in there. He had his little segues. So I wanted to let him get that off. He's using his acting chops. But at the end of the day, I really don't have anything to say about it. I'm here to fight. I already said what I need to say.
You're here to fight.
Let me finish.
Hopefully.
Let a man talk.
Hopefully.
Chow.
Right.
Quiet.
Right.
Silence.
What the
At the end of the
fuck?
day, what he's saying is,
Look at Tyron's
let a man
fingers.
talk. Chow. Quiet. Silence. It's all a game to him.
Dang,
It's
shut
a
him up,
bucket
though.
list that if he happens to do it, ooh, I did it. No, this ain't a game to me. When you call this a career, dude, don't ever fucking refer to what you've done so far as a career. It's disrespect to every motherfucker that's put in real work, real time, 16, 17 years in the pain of a career. That's what this is.
Talk that shit, Tyron. This
I will say this before you say this. I'm sorry, wait. Let me, if you don't mind me, just let me say this. I will say I've fallen into the obvious, not really fallen into it, but I opened the door of accepting them as fighters when it came to like things like at first I only saw Logan and Jake as just YouTubers who just so happened to be in fights with other people. You know, like with Floyd Mayweather, I looked at Logan still as a YouTuber that had a chance of surviving, not beating but surviving. Jake's not beating Floyd Mayweather. He's not. If you want me to be honest, he takes on Floyd no matter what stage in his career. And I'm talking about his boxing career. His record and everything like that, yeah. If you want me to be honest, I don't see Jake even as a legitimate fighter. And the reason I don't is because of stuff like this. A legitimate fighter is let's be real, was just sitting across from Jake. That's a legitimate fighter. A fighter that can overcome the odds. And I don't mean in a small aspect that everyone's against you only because of who you are type thing. I mean in a legitimate thing that makes logical sense. You should not be able to beat Tyron Woodley. And if you do, it literally has to be a mistake on Tyron's part or someone cheated on your side to make it on Tyron's. To give Tyron the loss, obviously. I don't see you beating him if you want me to be real. I would like to see you go past him to see where you go further after this, but I don't actually see you beating him. And you know that he's a tough cookie. You make it seem, you try to play this weird narrative that everyone's scared of you, that you're the big bad wolf. But the truth of the matter, the big bad wolf is scared of a legit threat. You asked for a rematch. You requested that you get a rematch, meaning that you're not even confident in your own abilities. So anything you say, once the rematch has been announced that the rematch is out there, immediately you cannot claim that everyone is scared of you when you are proving more scared of everybody else. Well, not everybody else, but this in particular thing. I've already said what I said about Logan and Jake, about the whole them fighting other fighters. I said I don't see them as legitimate because of one aspect. a lot of these fighters have been trained since kids. Let's be real, Jake. Trained 3, 4, 5 years ago is not being trained since you were basically come out the womb. You strapped on gloves and you were hitting the pads, you were blocking, you were learning, you were running drills. Cool, you did the wrestling. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying wrestling, then go in MMA. Then in that case, go have fun, do that. And then this conversation will probably still be the same, but it'd just be like you just went back to it. That's it. But look, bro. No. The whole thing is stupid in the same aspect because you and your brother trained 4 or 5 years ago. You started 4 or 5 years ago. And now look at where you are. Congratulations that you trash talked your way to the top and you got famous on a meme. Congratulations. You have become the target of everyone who's ever strapped up gloves at this point. Congratulations. You've even given people who don't fight a reason to go out and fight. Congratulations to you, Jake and Logan. In particular for you, Jake, you were in the worst case scenario because you see, Logan's in a comfortable position where he can relax and just pick fights and don't have to worry about it getting too bad. You, on the other hand, took it way too far, and Wade said it best himself. Not everyone sees it as trolling. They take it too personal because they don't see it the way you see it. You said you're the best fighter in the world. They took offense to that. They probably remember their young age of training. Them training years before the UFC, before Showtime, before TNT, before any of these other things, any of these other places. Anything that got them where they are now. Anything that got them where they are now. They're probably remembering back to those times and looking at you, and some of them can clap to say you got a better name than them. Congratulations. But other than that, no, Jake, you're not. No, you and Logan are not considered legitimate fighters in that aspect. Because you don't have the years advantage. You will never have the years advantage unless you take on people like KSI and the rest. That's it. Now you can continue.
This has been one of the bigger things underneath the surface that has pissed myself and a lot of people off about the Pauls. They work hard, and I understand that, but they strolled into boxing like it was an afternoon walk on a Sunday, talking about how they worked harder than all these pros, and they had put in the time, and they get up and run at 9 a.m. when these dudes have been doing this for 16, 17, 20, 25 years, bro. That's paying your dues, and that's a career. Tyron's on his shit today.
I gotta give you a props. That was a dope ass monologue. I mean, if I was watching the movie and somebody was doing that shit, and I'm like, damn, it's kind of creepy. Oh, he's a bad guy. Oh, it's real.
I don't know what got into Tyron before this face off, but dude is so funny when he's in this lax situation like this, and it's because I think too he's talking to Ariel. Ariel's a very familiar guy for him. They've done interviews for forever over the last decade. Tyron definitely feels more comfortable in this kind of setting, especially with Ariel moderating it. But dude, I am fucking loving this. Ooh, he's a bad guy. Oh, he's a heel.
He's a child. And sometimes a child got to get their ass spanked and learn a lesson. And that's what's going to happen on Sunday.
You said you chose Tyron as your next opponent.
Yeah, his nickname is the Chosen One. He acts like a gangster. When shit goes down, he creates altercations.
I create altercations.
But couldn't someone say that was as a result of things said by your team? How did he create that?
I think he created by saying he was going to beat someone up on my team.
That was in response to your team heckling his mother.
Yeah, let's be real here, Jake, when it comes to this. Because I saw this, because this is one of the first things I saw on my little thing back when I was able to get my phone actively working again. It was one of the first things I saw on Instagram. I saw the post like a brawl nearly started because of it, and I saw it from different angles, and I'm like, ooh. And then, because from what it looked like, if you want to be honest, if you want it to look like from a certain angle, it looked like the mom had nothing, like the mom shouldn't have been there. That's what it looked like from a certain angle. But then when you get the full story, then you understand, oh no, y'all messed up. And then Jake was only instigating while standing behind Tyron Woodley, which didn't make it look any better while messing with his mother. No matter what you say or what you do, there should be certain lines that are never crossed for certain reasons. People's moms really shouldn't be involved. Other family members shouldn't be involved unless they involve themselves. And even then, you should have a line and respect for yourself to not do it. Like, let's put it like this. If I was stepping up to fight Jake Paul and Jake's mom said some stuff about me, what gives me the right to go at Jake Paul's mom? See? How would that make me the better person? Because I responded? Oh, well, dope. No, I'll leave that to whoever else wants to respond. There's really no reason. Just smile it off and don't care. Beat up Jake Paul and walk off. So all that, it becomes a meme. And you had nothing to do. Well, I guess you did, but you know what I mean.
So no, he did not create that. Your team created that by again heckling his mother for just supporting her son.
My mind is a fucking fortress, bro. I don't let words and I don't let emotions get involved with me. Yeah.
So what happened in the last couple of fights you had?
What happened to your last couple fights? What happened to the last couple world titles you fought?
Why are you so mad right now?
I'm not mad.
Oh my
I'm
God.
really just want to get this shit over with so I can go fucking eat some food and lay down and watch some Netflix.
We're 6 minutes in, and this might be one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. This whole video is just odd to the point it's amazing.
Is it surreal for you to be sitting in front of arguably
One of your idols? Somebody you played
the
on a
best-
UFC video game?
Never.
Somebody
played
you was
that
a
game.
fan of? I got receipts and videos.
Go off, daddy.
I got receipts and
Hey, yo, what? Go off, Daddy.
Whoa. Chill out, Jake, bro. Look, there's a time and place to play like that. This is not the time, bro. You were in a legitimate situation. You're not going against, once again, that is the YouTube part of him kicking in. That is not the he can fight. He's ready for a fight, Jake. This is what's had me on the fence about Jake in almost every fight. This right here, he can outmatch Gib. Congratulations, you can outtalk Gib. You can outtalk Deji. You can outtalk Nate Robinson. You couldn't outtalk Ben Askren, but you darn sure can't outtalk him. So let's be real here. When your dialogue choices go a little go off, daddy. Yeah, you done lost the situation. This ain't that kind of fight, bro. I think you you prepared for the wrong thing. God dang, man, we're gonna come out with a thing of condoms. That's gonna be his entrance. He gonna have the Trojan man come around thinking it's the wrong fight.
Yo, no.
You're a speed bump.
how does it feel?
What the fuck? That threw me off, I ain't gonna lie.
It feels like, when you're in a car.
Speed is what you're
And
gonna
you go
see.
over a
Bumps
speed
is
bump.
what you're gonna have when you leave out at
Ooh, nice,
Repeat
Tyron.
that?
Nice
Repeat
rebuttal.
that?
It feels like, when you're in a car.
Speed is what you're
And
gonna
you go
see.
over a
Bumps
speed
is
bump.
what you're gonna have when you leave out at
Ooh, nice, Tyron.
Okay, I had to hear that. That was actually really good about him having to speed and the bumps that Jake's gonna have after the fight. That's really cool. Okay, that's really good. And Jake's really trying his best to sell it, and you could tell Jake is losing it, and he's trying his best to reclaim it. You could tell that he's really trying his best, because look at how because I know the feeling of being like that and trying to act calm doing it. It's because I know the feeling of it. I can tell you that Jake is losing it and he's trying his best to reclaim it, but I don't think he will.
Nice rebuttal. I mean, it was a good line from Jake. You're a speed bump. But Tyron said, speed is what you're going to see. Bumps is what you're going to have all over your face when you leave that ring.
Dang.
Fire, dude. He's handling Jake pretty well here.
Speaking of bumps,
Went right over it.
those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me.
Oh, no. He's not going, please. Oh, no.
You wouldn't be happy to taking PEDs, are you?
If you want to build in excuses right now,
No, I'm just
go
asking.
ahead.
Because I was just wondering.
What did you
Your face kind of alarmed me. You
Oh, no. He's not going, please. Oh, no.
wouldn't be happy to taking PEDs.
I know a lot of people. I saw this. A lot of people said that Jake is taking PEDs for this, and it kind of makes sense for Jake to be able to do that. If you want me to be honest, because I don't see Jake having power. Do I see Jake? I'm sorry. Let me be honest. I do see Jake having power, but not the power that he had to be able to do what he did to Nate Robinson. It now puts in a logical sense of why things look so disbelievable, because it wasn't how his natural strength is. His natural, what's the name of it? His muscle mass hasn't really improved to me to a level of like, that doesn't seem right. But it is something that made me wonder a lot. So I've seen a lot of videos from it. And I was like, what the fudge? I watched one video and then the other ones were like, no, they're like 18, 20, 48 minutes long. I'm not gonna do this. No. I saw like one 12-minute video about it and I was like, oh, this is crazy. Oof.
If you want to build in excuses right now,
I'm just asking.
Go ahead.
Because I was just wondering. I looked at your face. It looked kind of silly. You had some rage and you acting all unorthodox.
I'm enraged.
That is true. That is true. The if no one knows what steroids do, it basically gives you a boost. It's basically, that's what it does. It gives you a boost, but it also makes you more violent and sexually. Your penis gets smaller. I don't really know what it does to females. I'm not sure if it makes the vagina looser. I don't know, but I do know that that's what it does. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, though.
I'm not enraged at all.
Are you taking PEDs?
No, wait, go back.
I was wondering. I looked at your face. It looked kind of silly. You had some rage and you acting all unorthodox.
I'm enraged. I'm not enraged at all.
Are you?
He's lying. Oh my goodness, Jake, calm down. Oh my goodness. I think it's if you look to the left, or is it if you look to the right after saying something like that, then you're lying. Jake's lying. Jake's trying to look for comfort. He's lying. He's uncomfortable. Oh my goodness, no, Jake, you're kidding me. This is not a real thing. I just thought it was just allegations. I thought just people just making up stuff on you, bro. That's not right. Please don't be a thing. Jake, please just be naturally good. Can you be naturally good? I'm gonna call him a little bit. Don't worry, I will.
You taking PEDs?
No, sir.
Not at all. Okay.
That delay reaction. He had to think about it. Jake, you're not helping it.
No, sir.
We can't sit here and just level accusation to Jake with zero evidence other than he has pimples on his face. And if we're talking about Jake's size, I know that's not the only indicator of PEDs, but his body hasn't changed inorganically. I'm going into this fight thinking both guys are clean, and that's the way until proven otherwise it should be.
You know how many dogs I walked out there with that got slept, cut, knocked out, disabled, legs cracked? Yeah, it's a part of our sport, G. Our sport.
Not if you want to be the best.
Part of our sport.
Not if you want to be the best.
Part of our sport. You're not included in that.
What sport is that?
Combat sports, real sports.
Oh, so I'm not included in that?
I'm finna be included into a highlight reel.
Ooh! Tyron again. He's nice with the words here, man. When he's more comfortable, he can come back with it quick. He is a little bit more witty than I gave him credit for a couple days ago. I haven't seen him like this where he can kind of flip it on Jake. Again, fair play to Tyron. He looks, like I said, far better here.
Let's go big. Me and OT Genesis.
How's the rapping going, by the way?
Going phenomenal.
40-year-old rapper.
Yeah, my biological age stops me from having experience of being rich, of being broke, of being the street guy, of being everything. Yeah, I can communicate. I can use artistry to talk.
Just sort of.
What you're doing is, what are you wearing? It's embarrassing. It's
like
embarrassing.
you're
You got on
washed
5 necklaces. You ain't Nipsey Hussle.
It's like
How many
you're
people in your
washed up.
neighborhood dress like that?
You
How
act
many
like you're
people in
from
your
the
neighborhood
streets.
dress like that?
You act like you're from the street.
Jake doesn't want to go down this path. Tyron's from...
That is true. I don't think Jake really wants to do this. I think Jake is, once again, in the situation that I already knew he was going to fall in eventually. But this is why I don't want him to go against Conor. This is one of the biggest reasons, because the fight has to have a lead up and have to have a press conference, meaning that they have to try to out-talk the other, which I don't know how to explain this to Jake in the best way, but he's not out-talking Conor. Connor could be on the what he did when he had the second fight with I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot who you were. I'm so sorry. I forget. I know Dustin, but I'm trying to remember your Dustin Poirier. When he was all being nice and all that stuff and all that, but then he came back for the third one up, and all that. This is one of the big reasons why I don't want Jake to fight someone on a better level when it comes to talking and fighting. The reason is because they can out-talk him and he can't do anything about it.
I think he's from Ferguson. Missouri, and that place is rough, to say the least. And Tyron just said, how many people in your neighborhood dress like that?
Probably
He's
none.
not wrong, man. Jake.
I will say this, and this isn't really just for Jake. This is more for anyone. This kind of runs for a lot of people here. A lot of people walk and talk like this because it's perceived as hard. Because that's the thing. It's perceived as hard to wear the chain, to wear your pants sagging, and to always talk with this weird, what's the name to it, to walk with a certain style to it that's supposed to scream hardness about it. But it doesn't really scream hardness when you can't back it up. If Jake got all the money to buy the stuff to look hard, cool, that's dope to you, Jake. But you can't rep that like you are. You can't be like, yeah, I rep that. Yeah, he ain't ready for me. He ain't ready for what I got. Yeah, we can't. People like Jake, look, bro, I can't do it. Cause I'm not. You're not. You of all people are not. You turn what you went through, your simple, easy life, into, you made it seem like it was worse than it actually was when it came to how you were raised about what was it that he was talking about? He was landscaping and everything. Makes it like he grew away from the bottom, but he really didn't. He was pretty much either at the top or past the midsection. He was past that part. He was at a good spot already. You were good, Jake. Why would you want to act like you're from the lowest of the low? The streets had the holes in it that could destroy your ties if you didn't know that were coming. Why are you acting like you're from that part when you know you're not? That's like me acting like my neighborhood life was just all that. Like we had the wildest fights every day. We didn't. Worst case scenario for us was our house got egged. That's what it was for me. So I don't think that Jake went through worse than that. I think worst case scenario for Jake was probably someone TP your house because of Halloween, maybe. Because for the fun of it, you probably TP'd your own house for the fun of it. But no, I don't think that Jake really went through all that, seeing from the neighborhood that homeboy was showing us. Nah, bro, you tripping.
You're from Westlake, bro. Not a lot of people are dressing like, what do you say, Nipsey Hussle with those necklaces on? We've established Jake's fashion sense is garbage, but he can dress how he wants. Who gives a shit if he looks like the Lorax with those bright orange pants on? But you don't want to start talking about where people are from when you're from Westlake and Tyron grew up in Ferguson. That's probably not the route to go down, Jake.
I'm from Ferguson, Missouri,
Really?
the murder capital of the world.
Really?
What are you talking
Tyrone
about?
Woodley, the
Where are you
softest thing
from?
from Missouri.
How many people in your neighborhood dress like you? How many rap videos have you watched?
No, he's gotten Jake shooketh. Jake doesn't know what to say. Jake doesn't. That is so bad. No.
And rapping about my lifestyle. You a fucking joke. You trying to vulture from it.
Since you're
And
so
come Sunday, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get hit with a whole bunch of culture.
On Wednesday, he was asked about this, and you refer to it as the fake Paul Fund, that you don't truly care about this sort of thing, that you're just putting on an act caring about fighter pay. Do you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, ask any fighter on the card. This is all their biggest payday of their careers by far. Ask them.
This is the problem with you, Jake, when it comes to this. I think we all understand that you may have moments of helping, and I think that's the thing. You're not overall carrying a flag of trying to have pay for everyone. I genuinely believe that you are self-righteous when it comes to this. If you want me to be honest with you, Jay, I see that you're sitting here with all the money that you are earning from every victory that you have, every fight that you get more and more money from, you become a higher paid fighter each time you get into the ring. You become a higher paid fighter each time, and you're running with that to be this big prize fighter that you want to be. But the only problem is you're carrying around the wrong flag. Instead of carrying around the flag like, I'm the man, I'm the one, you're carrying around the flag of, I'm trying to help everyone. No, you're not. If you were really trying to help the UFC, go out and help. Put some money down for fighters. You would do things like, you would probably, I don't know, even get a shareholder position for the UFC to go help them out, or other fighters help them out like that. But you're not. You know what you're doing? You're boasting how much you get paid, and how when people step up to you, they get paid a big amount because of your namesake. Even if you were being a good man and picking up that flag truly because you cared, the way that you're starting off right now doesn't help already. You don't care. Just admit it, and we can all go home.
Amanda Serrano, ask Charles Conwell, ask Tyron Woodley.
Ask these nuts.
I mean, listen, Jake's right. He is paying these people more than they've been paid, and again, Tyron's included in that. Did you notice, by the way, that Jake said his name right? Let's listen to that again.
Ask Tyron Woodley.
Ask these nuts.
It's just,
That
when
is funny,
Tyron
I'm sorry.
immediately follows it up with ask these nuts, it's an easy line, but it's always a funny one. Again, Tyron is catching dubs, man.
You know, some people have said, oh, of course you want to fight Tyron Woodley. He's a welterweight. He's a 170 pounder. You're a 190. You can walk around at 200. Is that a fair criticism, or do you think that the weight will actually be equal?
The way I see him, like he got a big booty. Like that's part of the reason I wanted to fight him.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Hey, I can't say anything. I've been saying Tyron's thing. Like 2 C's, 3 C's. Manson's got cakes. I can't disagree with Jake.
Like he's super thick. I wanted to grip them cheeks low key when I first saw them.
Yo!
So
What the fudge? Chill out. This is a fight. This ain't that kind of fight. I'm telling you, my man, finna Trojan man.
he definitely
What?
You want to know what's funny is that this was a face to face, but I asked him if we could do a butt to butt, but they didn't let that happen.
This is the weirdest face to face I ever seen. I seen people do a whole thing editing Jake and Logan. That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I seen the one with, I think somebody made a KSI and Deji one, and oh my goodness, bro.
I was all on board with the trolling and the Tyron's thick. Okay, I said it too in my video. And then Jake looked me dead in the camera. I felt like he was speaking directly to me. I got a little uncomfortable and almost called for an adult, because then he said I wanted to grip them cheeks. I don't know what the I'm watching at this point. I truly don't.
Earlier today, I spoke to his head trainer, BJ Flores, and he said that he thinks as the fight goes on longer, it's actually worse for you. I think conventional wisdom would be you've gone 25 minutes, so you'd be more comfortable. But he thinks you're going to get really tired very early, first round.
I'm gonna be punching with the same power first if we make it to the 8th. So it's not my first big fight. It's not the jitters like, oh my God, it's a big fight. No, I've been in a lot of big fights. When was the last time I was not in a big fight? You know what I mean? So for me, I'm just gonna go out there and do what I need to do.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what are you gonna do to fix your fatigue issues? You know, especially since you're gonna be coming in with
Well, I
more
didn't take
weight.
steroids like you did, so I mean,
Jeez.
I'm sorry, what?
You're
it's not the jitters like, oh my God, it's a big fight. No, I've been in a lot of big fights. When was the last time I was not in a big fight? You know what I mean? So for me, I'm just gonna go out there and do what I need to do.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what are you gonna do to fix your fatigue issues? You know, especially since you're gonna be coming in with
Well, I
more
didn't take
weight.
steroids like you did, so I mean,
Jeez.
I will say this: if Jake really did take steroids, I will say this: when he gets off of that, he will suffer immensely when it comes to whoever he fights next. Whoever he fights, if he successfully gets past Tyron Woodley, and if it comes out that he did or didn't, because especially if he did, oh my gosh, gosh, if he gets past Tyron Woodley and he's able to go scot-free without rematching him, because let's be real, this is probably the best we're getting out of Jake. Let's be real, for a good little bit, because he's not going to be able to defeat Tommy Fury. He's not going to be able to defeat a lot of people on that list that he had. He won't be able to defeat him. He put somebody last for a reason. He put Logan Paul down there as a question mark because he's keeping that narrative going for later down the line. But the Tank, my man's trying to take on one of the top 4 lightweights. One of the top 4 that's training with Mayweather at the moment. I don't think you're winning this fight, and I think that it ends early if you ever step up in his way. Like, he's one of the people I would tell you to never even spar against because of how stupid you're being.
Maybe you're accusing me of something that we get drug tested for. Do you realize how dumb you sound?
How many times have you went 25 minutes?
He has fatigue issues.
How many times have you went 25 minutes?
Dozens and
In a
dozens
fight.
and dozens
In
and
a fight.
dozens. Dozens of times
In a fight.
I like this because this was the same. This is remnants of the time when him went against Gibb, and I hope it ends just like it too. That him on the other side of what he basically that he gave to Gibb basically, and I hope and I pray that Tyron's actually able to beat him successfully. If he takes a few hits, that's fine. If Tyron goes down even slightly, I don't see him fully going down. I see Tyron actually being able to get the win and able to hurt Jake. I didn't want this, nor do I want this, but Jake is putting himself in a situation where he's slowly putting himself in that hole that I talked about way earlier. I talked about months ago. That Jake was putting himself in a bad situation. I said it early in this video. He's putting himself in bad situations with the people that he's calling out, with all this stuff. And this is why. He continues to talk and he doesn't have the chill. Even if he's just playing, they don't see it as that. And now you're in a situation where you lose this, you get made fun of. You don't lose this, you still get made fun of if any good clip comes out of you getting dropped. And I do expect to see that.
Of time.
Not with the guys that are shadow boxing, so you can feel good.
Speaking of that, I do like that Tyron Woodley did speak on Jake's fighting because, like I said, it reminded me of the whole Nissan Gibb thing because he did talk to Gibb about how many times Gibbs fought, how many rounds that Jake normally fought. And he was like, no, you haven't. Your last 2 fights, you didn't. You fought, what was it, 2-minute rounds, I think? And so I'm like, but Gibb has the cardio to do it, and he showed it. He has the cardio to go the distance, basically, for the fight to go from round 1 to round 6 and just keep going. Looks like he could even go a few more rounds after that, if you want to be honest. I don't know if Jake can do the same. I have zero clue. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Do I think Jake can? I think so, but I think his power isn't going to be able to keep up. I don't think Jake has the stamina or the cardio to keep up a very good pace. I think it'll be a sloppy pace towards the end, and Jake will be tired, and that's not a problem for them. Like, let me put it like this. I do think Jake and Logan are good, but I don't think that cardio-wise they can step up to anyone, really. Because, let's be real, the only way that Logan was able to even have a lot more energy left was because he didn't throw enough. He wasn't as active. He was more patient, and he found that worked better for him. But against Floyd Mayweather, he didn't, and I was talking about KSI, I'm sorry. But this right here, no. I don't think that the cardio on one other person's, especially a decorated champion, a 5-time champion. People, my dad will probably be the one always tell me this, like, well, what's the point of someone celebrating how many times you won the title? That just means you lost it also. The point of it is because he reclaimed the title. That's the point. That's how I look at it from wrestling. That's how I look at it from boxing. That's how I look at it from MMA. That's how I look at it. It's not about just you losing the title. It's about how many times did you reclaim it? How was your reign like? From a real perspective, from a fake perspective, to just for the entertainment perspective. I know that's still fake, but still. I don't see Jake being able to do too much that he really achieves to do. If and only if he can, because let's be real, this is Jake Paul's Floyd Mayweather fight, but I don't see him winning this fight. And the reason I compare it to Floyd is because in levels he is completely outmatched by literally every aspect. Tyron Woodley has shown that he can go the distance and still go probably 2 or 3 more rounds after that. Tyron Woodley has also shown that he has the power to be able to go the distance and still go with that same power. He has that. He can probably get the fatigue like anybody else, but he's shown that he can power through. We haven't seen Jake do this. We've seen Tyron Woodley on the defense. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it's bad. It may not be the best of all the things, but at least we know he has it. Jake, where is your defense at?
I would do from Starbucks and threw a hey girl.
People who are, but I love doing
One
these
more
because
fight.
it
What happened?
shows
In the fight.
dozens of times.
Not with the guys that are shadow
In the
boxing,
gym.
so you can feel good. You grab a dude from Starbucks and threw a hey girl.
People who are,
Oh my gosh.
but I love doing
One
these
more
because
fight.
it shows like how much he's underestimating me, and this fight just became that much more easy from a mental standpoint because it's like I know he did.
No. It doesn't become easier because someone is underestimating you if they're going to throw their all at you. It doesn't make it easier. Maybe publicly, yes, but no.
Prepare the proper way.
Right.
If you think this is going to be
I've
some
had
shit,
30 street fights. Let's know.
Tyron's going with the Bryce Hall
I
accolades
was about
to
to say
match
the same
Jake's
thing.
amateur fights. I like it.
For
Ferguson?
for regular fights.
Ferguson.
For
Ferguson?
For regular fights.
Man, you hard as hell.
Jake has put in work with some legit guys in that sparring room. We don't know the results of every one of those spars.
Yeah.
And we can't necessarily say with confidence that Jake can go the full 8 rounds and be there with good cardio and a great gas tank. We can't also, in good confidence, say it about Tyron in the sport of boxing. That's one of the bigger questions.
Okay, I'm sorry. That is a problem on my end. And I just got done saying, because I think my thing was we've seen him be able to do it. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of see, they're judging the past to the present. They think I think personally that he can do it. I want to believe that he can go at least a good 4 rounds before he starts to really have to lower those hands. I say 4 and that's being generous because let's be real, most people, someone you just pick off the street that even if they had a prior fighting career, you put him in the ring after some years of not really having a steady little, steadiness of staying in the gym active. Let's be real here. A lot of people believe the same thing. It's over. Tomorrow night is the fight. I can't wait for it. But we still got a lot more to cover. Oh my gosh, we got so much more.
That we still don't have answered. But yeah, I don't know what that accent was that Jake just did that was trying to like refer
he's
to
trying to be a
people
meme.
in Ferguson. He sounded like Fat Albert, but I don't think that's how people in Ferguson talk.
People like to see the
They
interaction.
like to see this goofy stuff, and I ain't a goofy. And I feel like he's reducing me down to his level to even be fucking having these childish conversations. It's a
Does
story.
it upset you
It's a
that you're
story.
saying all this and then
It don't
when you get
nothing
knocked
affects
out,
me, dude.
all
Check
this-
my heart rate. It's probably
all of
33,
this
37.
all of this footage?
33-37? Jesus. If Tyron's resting heart rate is 33-37, this is like he's like David Goggins. He's like a marathon runner. You're almost dead. Like you need to go to the hospital. 33 beats per minute. Jesus. That's like literally comatose.
You said you've watched a little bit of his fights. You know who he is, of course. I know you're an MMA fan. His last few fights, what do you see when you see Tyron Woodley out there?
See, someone who got his soul snatched and who is clawing to survive. And I see someone who, without me, would have been a broke 40-year-old rapper on a couch with his mama.
Make sure you download
With
Let's
no-
Go Big.
with-
OT Genesis Tyron
with
Woodley.
no-
Crazy. Video
with-
out today.
Nothing going on for him. Someone snatched his soul in one of his fights. he hasn't been able to get it back.
I don't know about the whole soul snatching
I don't know
deal,
about that
but
either.
he is not wrong that Tyron did struggle, and I think that became perpetual because of the continued high level opponents that Tyron faced. So it's not as if Tyron just is garbage, right? We all know this. But he is right to a certain degree. Tyron's last couple of fights have put him on a downward trajectory, of course.
Tell your people to
I can agree with this. I don't think Tyron he's not in his prime anymore. He's not at the level, even though, yes, I know that contradicts early even in the same video, what I'm stating and probably other people's, because a lot of people, we all do this. This is a human trait that we all have, and that's underestimating, and that's how we underestimate. We say small little slick things like this, that a lot of us forget one thing. A lot of the fighters that we talk about now are past the prime. They're no longer 5 years ago. They're no longer 15 years ago. They're no longer what they were back in those days. Those golden days that we remember from them, fan, not liking them, whatever. They're no longer there. They're now at a stage where, let's be real, we're looking at a face-to-face between two guys that I see one side winning, and the only reason I see one side winning is because I don't think Jake has it in him to really be that monster that he wants to run around as. I don't see him in it. I don't. I see him able to land a few shots. I don't see him having the full-blown aggression, because I do believe that he has to have levels of aggression. I do think that Tyron Woodley will be good in the fight. I don't think Tyron Woodley would be too good to be able to just clean sweep Jake, but I do think that he has the power to put down Jake. And if Jake is not able to recover quick enough, I think this could be Jake's last fight.
I love my song. Since you're so helpful,
Well,
you're helping out the MMA community. You're helping out
Tyron really wants that promo.
Yeah.
Get on the camera and say, everybody download Let's Go Big.
I got you.
Tyron Woodley OT.
Everybody, go right now. Download Tyrone's song if you want your ears to bleed.
Just give the name of the shit. It's
Does
just,
it bother you? He's not pronouncing your name the right way.
no, I don't. Nobody does.
Well,
but I know
you
he's
should-
trying to.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted me
Oh,
to
fine.
pronounce it the right way, you should have spelled it the right way.
What?
Okay, that's
Wait,
funny. I like that. That's funny.
Wait,
Jake
that's-
did pronounce it the right way earlier. We pointed that out, but that's a funny line. He wanted me to pronounce it the right way. He should have spelled it the right way.
If things go well for you on Sundays,
When they go well for me, I would do it again in boxing. Like I don't even want to fight him in MMA. I'd rather do the boxing thing.
you'll do
It's
a
fun.
rematch.
Yeah, I will for sure.
But this is the beginning of your
I don't
boxing
know. I
career.
don't think he's gonna want a rematch. I think he's gonna feel punches coming angles he never felt before. I think he's gonna feel pain the next morning that is gonna make him reconsider all this bullshit. So I don't think he's gonna want the rematch.
Fair point. Fair point.
But he put it in there, so I'll honor it.
Did you put it in there?
Oh, me, I didn't. I think my team or lawyers did.
You gonna sit here and
No, I think Jake put it in there because he had the fear. And if his team really did that, then his team doesn't have confidence in him. So neither side makes it look good. So you might as well just, yeah.
you didn't put that in there?
How is that?
Oh, this dude
Oh,
lying. And my manager say, okay, I'm gonna add a rematch clause in your own shit. No, I'm the boss. I
Hey,
fucking tell you what you gonna add to the contract.
hey,
Oh my
that's a
God.
fact. Like Jake,
Look at
100%
that.
saw everything in that contract, or at least sat down with his management team and his lawyers and talked about it. He knew for damn sure that there was a rematch clause in there, and I wonder why that's in there. Not just because of the money involved, but because at least at the start of this thing, at the outset, maybe they weren't as sure of themselves as they are now, but yes, he understood that was in there.
I've made more in one fight than you have in your whole career. How does
What does
that
that have to
fire?
do with anything?
I've
Does that
knocked more
bother you?
motherfuckers out.
Does that bother you, big bicep
I've
guy?
knocked more people out of my life
Does that
than your
bother you, big
age.
bicep guy?
How old is he, 24?
Does that bother you, big bicep
I've knocked
guy?
more people unconscious
counted
than your
it.
age. How about
Wow.
that? And that's facts.
So tough.
I don't have to be tough.
Wow,
with
you're
this.
so tough. You got a gun. You
I
got a
don't have
knife.
to be
Wait,
tough.
what the fuck?
Why is Jake doing baby voices? I don't know if he's preparing to be a father with his wannabe porn star girlfriend, but I
Oh,
don't
snap. I don't know about
understand
his
what
girlfriend.
the baby voices are for.
I'm not going to try to make it last and let it stretch out. If I see a chance to get it done, I'm going to get it done. I've had to actually find a way and set it up and create it, and somebody that didn't want to go away, somebody that's been knocked down and got back up, had to find a way. You remember the Andre Galvao fight? And all that. Had to find a way to knock people out that was not trying to be knocked out.
Hey, that's a great point that Tyron made, man. The whole thing about, I had to put away people that didn't want to go away, that still thought they were in that fight at a high level. It's a great point, right? And again, it might not translate the way that he thinks, and this is boxing, it's a different sport, but Jake hasn't had to put anybody away that just kept coming back and kept coming back and kept coming back, right? When he hits guys, for the most part, they go down or they go away. Again, in the fight, I don't know what he's doing in the sparring room. BJ Flores is telling me he's knocking all these dudes down and out, but that's a great point. Tyron had to put guys away on a high level that were there for the fight and kept coming back. That's fair. That's a great point.
Your official prediction?
No.
2 rounds max.
2 rounds max.
Yep. 2 rounds max.
2 rounds.
And the funny thing is that every single fight.
Look at Tyron. Look at Tyron mimicking his hands.
And the funny thing is that every single fight I've ever called and predicted, it's happened.
At this point, they're 12 years old in the schoolyard, and they're having a little tiff.
Yeah.
And someone's about to get uninvited to the other's birthday party. That's where we're at.
So what did I tell you in the locker room before I
You can't
fought
tell
Ben?
me shit, dog.
But what did I tell you?
I told you I don't play those fucking games.
And I said I'm gonna
You know what
knock
I
your
mean?
friend out in 1 round, and then I went and did it. So I'm sitting here.
Fair.
It ain't got nothing to do with me.
You're going out in 2 rounds.
Just because you told him
going
and
out
did that to
in
him
2
don't
rounds.
mean nothing to me. I'm not a Ben Askren.
And
I'm
you'll
a
see.
whole
You're
different
gonna have that
person.
oh shit moment.
Okay.
You're gonna have that oh shit moment. You're going up against a real motherfucker.
You get-
In the fucking ring, as soon as you get hit, you're gonna open them big old fucking
I'ma
eyes
go-
and
I'ma
go,
go
oh
into
my
it.
god, what did I get myself into? And you're fucked.
What are we doing?
He don't like when you do it back to him.
I don't care. I thought you looked cute. You look mad cute right now.
Tyron's getting sassy with it.
Jake is legitimately. What the fuck?
You are the character. You control
I am the
your
character.
actions.
Oh my
What they
gosh,
do.
I didn't know it was the character.
What the are we doing?
Final word?
Can I grip them cheeks after this?
Please stop.
God, this is the greatest video that's ever been made. It is. This is the greatest
No,
video that's
shut
ever
up.
been made.
I don't
ever.
like you.
In the history
I'm
of YouTube.
unsubscribing.
You know what
Shut
I
up.
want to say, but I'm smart. I'm smart. Pause.
I might grip your cheeks in the clinch on Sunday night. Just
That's kind of gay.
Hey, yo,
Showtime pay-per-view available worldwide.
I'm done.
Each other.
I'm sorry.
I'm done.
too. Very well.
God,
I'm good.
holy shit. Okay,
He said second round. He said gonna do it in 2. I want to see it tomorrow. If you can, good on you, Jake. If you can't, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. I'm gone. I'm out. I gotta make other videos. Bye bye. Peace.